Hello, this is Janet Michael. In addition to hosting The Valley Today each weekday at noon on the River 95.3, I also produce podcasts, and I'm excited to introduce you to a new podcast series in partnership with Lord Fairfax Community College. Having provided higher education and career training for the past half-century, LFCC is tightly interwoven into the fabric of the Northern Shenandoah Valley and Piedmont regions. Join me every week for conversations with current and former students to hear their funny and inspiring stories as we learn about their journey to higher education, the role that LFCC has played, where they are now, and where they plan to go. We'll also talk to current and former professors about their experiences and best memories of LFCC over the past 50 years. Get every single episode as they're released on our website at theriver953.com under the podcast tab, or you can subscribe for free in Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, on Spotify, Amazon Music, wherever you listen to podcasts. Just search for LFCC Stories. Hello and welcome to The Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday. As you are listening to the show today, we of course have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen. I am staring at the smiling face of Tina Scully. She is the co-founder and director of Families Reaching Out Group, Frog for short. Thank you so much for meeting up with me this morning to have a conversation.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm glad to be here.
So explain to me or give me some background and history. You're the co-founder of Frog. How did that come about? What happened that made you think this organization needed to come into existence?
Well, back in 2009, we started out as a support group, basically for foster families. And what we found out, the biggest need was supplies for children when you get them in your home, when you're fostering them. So in 2011, I applied for nonprofit status. And our biggest project is Froggy's Closet. And what we have here at Froggy's Closet, it's really set up like a store. We have books, toys, cribs, clothing, of course. We only give out new socks through Bombas. We give out new shoes from our footwear month. The Rotary gets us new coats. Carter's gives us new pajamas. And then we have different organizations that give us blankets and underwear, but everything else that we give out is new or like new. It's very important for the children that we serve to be proud of what they're wearing. It truly does build their self-esteem. Another thing that we do here is we provide, pre-COVID, I might add, we provide support groups still monthly with training for foster families. We also would give out a gift card for swimming lessons or sports or music lessons for foster children. But what I want to add is when we started growing and the community was so generous, we opened up our services to help not just foster children, but children at risk and children in need. So truly, any child in our community that needs clothing or shoes or a crib, we will try to get it to them. We have 21 different agencies that refer to us. Of course, social services, the schools, the Laurel Center, Healthy Families, Hope Again Care Center, to name a few. They are all listed on our website, frog-kids.org.
I've had conversations with the former director of social services in Warren County in the past. We used to have a show around the holidays, and I did not know until she explained to me there is no budget in social services for things like Christmas gifts. And you mentioned swimming lessons, things like that for foster children. So this is very important because these parents are already taking on quite a responsibility by bringing children of all ages into their homes. This really is a nice way to kind of make sure they have everything they need.
Yes, we do. We want to help all the children, and often we're shocked, sometimes in tears, when we find out. We hear the stories, but when we find out directly from the children, the things that we take for granted, that they've never had, some children never had books of their own, they never had socks or underwear because people don't see those things. And we just had no idea until we started providing these things. And the children, the families, the mothers, they're always so very appreciative.
So when you talk about the different agencies that help you with referrals, I would assume then a parent, either a foster parent or the mom in some sort of at-risk situation would already be in conversations with one of these agencies, and then they would say, oh, here's where you need to go to get this. I mean, how does that process work?
That is what should happen. Often we get calls directly from mothers that have children, and we will find a way to get them a referral. We will call the agencies to see if they can indeed go through that agency. What happens is the mother will contact, say, social services, and they will give the child's age, their sex, their size, and what they're in need of. And then we get an online referral form, comes to us, and we fill the request. We put in at least 7 outfits, a book, a game, a toy, and then any other items that they will request.
You've been doing this now for quite a few years. You probably had a really good system in place. What happened? You mentioned pre-COVID. What happened when COVID hit? Did you have to completely change everything and how you did it all?
Well, we did. We only help children in emergency situations. I took everything home and worked from home as far as my computer, and I would come down and fill the requests, and then the agencies would come and pick them up outside. Now we just request that everybody wears a mask, of course, and we need to know when they're coming in so we don't have too many people up front. It's affected us in so many ways. Of course, like all nonprofits, our fundraising events were all canceled because we do not receive any state or government funding or grants. We do all our fundraising with our volunteers. So it's been made a big difference as far as funding and as far as volunteers coming in. That's also something that has been greatly affected, negatively affected.
Yeah. Well, and now that hopefully we're coming out on the other side, you're almost going to have to do like double and triple time, have multiple fundraisers going at a time, multiple requests for volunteers to just try and get yourself back to some semblance of a pre-pandemic level, I guess.
We're gearing up now. We're starting to plan our September abnormal formal, which we had to cancel last year. We're, fingers crossed and praying that will be able to happen. So that's our big fundraiser of the year. And if we can do that, that will help us over the hump.
So you mentioned when you were explaining how everything works, you do have a lot of partnerships. You mentioned Bomba's socks, Carter's pajamas. That takes a lot of work to find some places with those kind of names that are willing to partner with you and give you their products or services.
We've asked a lot of companies for underwear, different things. I've gotten very good about sending emails to companies that, will you please help us? And I even saw on a Bowdoin magazine that they give to children. So we just recently got a few boxes of clothing from them. So, and those are top of the line, really nice things. We're just thrilled when people do say yes.
You mentioned the fundraiser. I know that you guys have a community baby shower. We're recording this on a Tuesday morning, but the baby shower kicks off in April. People are listening on Friday, April 2nd. So has it started now as people are hearing this on Friday afternoon?
Yes, we have delivered all the little bins and their drop-off locations at Valley Health Wellness and Fitness, City National Bank in Front Royal, Fox's Pizza Den in Berryville, and in Winchester, it'll be at the Espresso Bar on Loudon Street Mall and the First Presbyterian Church, and also Winchester Church of God. And we're really focusing on new items because it really is touching when these mothers get new baby items, just like it's a shower given for them for their new infants. Car seats, we don't have any at this time. We had a couple fundraising events last year where people were going to raise money for us that we were going to spend on the car seats, but because those were canceled, we just don't have any, and we can only give out new car seats because of safety concerns and liability. But we're going to collect things like board books, bottles, newborn diapers to size 1, newborn first aid kits, newborn clothing to size 3 months, pack and play sheets, crib sheets, those kind of items.
Almost anything that you can think of that you would buy for a friend or a family member if you were going to their baby shower is on this list of things that people can pick up and drop off at any of these locations.
Exactly. And I must add also, of course, we'll be collecting them at Froggy's Closet.
Now, where are you located? Where is Froggy's Closet?
We're located at 32 East Piccadilly Street in Winchester. Easy to get to. There's a loading zone right in front of our store. People can just leave their blinkers on and come in and make donations.
One of the drop-off locations is City National Bank in Front Royal. What service area do you cover for Froggy's Closet?
Our primary areas are Winchester, Frederick, Clarke, Warren County, and Shenandoah County. We have helped children further out in Virginia, but those are the primary areas, and the higher percentage are in Frederick, Clarke, and Winchester.
That's a big area to cover and a lot of families and a lot of kids.
Indeed it is.
How many families do you typically serve in a year?
In 2019, we had 1,600 requests come in.
Oh, my.
2020, I don't count anything with 2020.
2020 is going to be this big, weird year in everybody's life where they're not going to tell you how well they did or how badly they did because it was like a non-existent year.
Well, I say BC, before COVID, BC, and I can't wait to say after COVID.
Yes, I have a friend of mine who calls it the before times. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back, I want to talk a little bit more about the community baby shower because I know that you have some gift registries that people can go and find out what it is they need. So can we talk a little bit more about some of the items and how they can get them to you in the next segment?
Absolutely.
Okay, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to continue our conversation with Tina Scully. She is the co-founder and director of Frog, Families Reaching Out Group. They are a Winchester-based nonprofit helping the lives of children who have been victims of abuse, neglect, or at risk. I am Janet Michael. You are listening to The Valley Today, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Got a financial decision to make or a goal to reach, but you don't know where to start? You've come to the right place. Introducing Quick Money Chats with the Northern Shenandoah Valley Financial Education Program. Visit tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat to schedule a virtual chat with a staff member or trained volunteer. We won't tell you what to do, but we will give you the tools you need to choose wisely. And because Virginia Cooperative Extension is part of Virginia Tech and Virginia State, your land-grant universities, you can be sure that our information is credible and trustworthy. And you'll know that we aren't trying to sell you something. Maybe you want to improve your credit score, or reduce your banking overdraft fees, or even figure out if you can afford to buy that car. Sorting through tons of information on the internet can be overwhelming, and sometimes it can be hard to know who to trust. Schedule a Quick Money Chat and get the information you need to take action. Go to tinyurl.com/quickmoneychat and get financial education personalized for you.
Welcome back to the Valley Today. I am your host, Janet Michael. Happy Friday as you are listening to the show today. We, of course, have pre-recorded our conversation on the Zoom screen. We are chatting with Tina Scully. She is the co-founder and director of Frog, Families Reaching Out Group. They are a Winchester-based nonprofit. And Tina, you were telling me in the first segment how this whole organization came to be and the good that it does for parents and foster children, as well as parents and children in at-risk families. This community baby shower seems like a really easy way for anyone in the community to show their support to you and these families because, you know, I can pick something up at Target for $10 or $15, which isn't a huge hit on my pocketbook, but it's going to really make an impact on these families that you're trying to help.
Indeed. And some people still aren't going shopping. So we have set up registries at Target and Amazon, but you can go anywhere. If you're in Walmart, even some of the grocery stores sell baby bottles and diapers. And those are some of the items that we need and these families need. And it brings great joy to these young mothers or older mothers, any mother, to get these items brand new.
And that's kind of the other piece of this is, you know, while a lot of places will take donations of used baby clothes and things, this is different because of the children that they're going to, right? That's why having them be new is a much bigger deal emotionally.
It is indeed. And a lot of people donate to us with the best intentions, baby clothes that have been fresh and wonderful when they packed them up, but then the formula stains come out on them and we can't give those out to people to use. And just to have a new baby in your arms with a nice clean nightgown or a sleeper or anything in it just is a wonderful feeling to the mothers also.
Well, I notice on the list that diapers are on the list, which makes complete sense because my Lord, I can't tell you how many diapers I went through when my child was little. You can probably never get too many donations of diapers.
You can't. And I just read that in 1 month that you go through 2,700 diapers. I'm going to have to verify that. It's just ridiculous.
Now I referenced this list. Is this list somewhere on your website, on your Facebook page? Where can people go aside from the gift registries to see exactly what kinds of things you really need the most?
It'll be on our Froggy's Closet page and on our website. There are also, the list will be at all the locations where you can drop the items off.
And this whole idea was kind of an inspiration from another event that you did in February. Tell me about that event.
Well, we started February Footwear Month 4 years ago. And that started with a little boy that was getting all kinds of new things in his bag and new clothes and some slightly used and new toys. And he got his shoes and right away turned them over and said, "Why are my new shoes always dirty on the bottom?" Well, one of our volunteers came back that had delivered this bag and told me that. And I'm like, that's it. Because children get more excited about new shoes than anything. And this year was amazing. The community was so generous. I'm just can't get over it. We collected 829 pairs of new shoes.
Wow.
Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
See, and it's crazy because I have talked to so many nonprofits over this past year. And I remember in early March of last year, at the beginning of this, the fear and the panic of what is this going to do and how is this going to impact our organization and then our ability to help families. And then we go through this pandemic and so many more people need help than needed it in 2019 or would have never needed it but for the pandemic. And time after time in the last 3 to 4 months, nonprofits have been telling me stories like that the community has come forward. They are giving more than they ever have. They are asking how they can help. I mean, it really does kind of give you goosebumps.
It does. I felt from the very beginning when we started this that our community is amazing and generous. And if we can pull through this, and I know we will, there are going to be more and more children we're going to find a need because they'll all be back in school. There'll be more agencies going back into the home. So we're going to be bombarded with a lot more requests.
So this community baby shower runs the entire month of April. Give me the dates and tell me how it works.
Yes, we're going to do it the full month of April. And of course, anytime all throughout the year, if anybody wants to donate car seats or any of these items, we'll gladly accept them. But we're just focusing on April showers, bring wonderful babies and the rest of the year. So April 1st through the 30th, the locations will be accepting the donations. And of course, at Froggy's Closet, we'll be accepting them all year long.
We mentioned too about volunteers. When COVID hit, that kind of put a damper on people being able to come in and volunteer. Where are you now on volunteers? Do you still need them? What would you need them for? How would somebody get on your list post-COVID to be able to volunteer for you?
Okay, on our website, we have a volunteer form. We have a waiver and then a form, and people come in and we show them different things that they would do. We would like somebody to answer the phone and work up front. And when I say work up front, that means accepting the donations to make sure there are things that we can use. Sorting clothes, carrying bins, packing clothes up, matching outfits. These are just daily ongoing things that we always need help with.
I saw an article somewhere once about luggage, that if you have suitcases, you're upgrading and you're getting new suitcases, not to throw away the old ones, but to donate them to, I think, organizations like yours, because then these kids have something to put their stuff in. Is that something that you would use, or what suggestion do you have for those kinds of things?
Luggage takes up a lot of storage space. So what we have found works very well for us are large and extra large t-shirts. We have folks that cut off the sleeves and the necks and sew up the bottom. And they will hold 7 days worth of clothes, books, and toys. And we always put a new blanket into. The children love those. When I fostered for over 20 years, And the children that I would get into care came in with no clothes at all, or their clothing was in a trash bag. And I said, that is never going to happen here. We don't want to give anything in a trash bag, because just think of how that makes you feel and a child feel. So these t-shirt bags just work out wonderfully, and they don't take up much space.
Two things. So any of our car dealerships that are listening would be a phenomenal thing for them to support their community by going to Walmart or Target or anywhere and buying a dozen car seats and dropping them off for you, because it just makes sense for dealerships to be donating car seats to you.
Okay, wonderful. I didn't think of that one.
Yes.
Good,
And then I will also say, anybody out there who does specialty items, canvas bags would be awesome, that have like a heart and you are loved or something, that you can put all of the clothes in these reusable canvas bags to send home with people. You know, there are a lot of ways to be creative to help organizations like yours. And that's just what you kind of have to do, is think outside the box.
Yeah, we might even do a competition with the car dealerships. Who can donate the most car seats?
I love it. I think that is a great idea. I will offer you a radio show with the winner. They can come and talk about why they were a part of it and how they got their staff involved. See, we've already planned.
Okay, there you go.
In the middle of a radio show. How about that?
I appreciate it.
So Tina, tell me one more time, where can people get the list? And then once they buy things on the list, where can they drop it off?
Okay, you can go on our website, frog-kids.org, or on our Facebook page. But the drop-off locations, of course, Froggy's Closet, Valley Health, Wellness and Fitness, Winchester Church of God, First Presbyterian Church, the Espresso Bar on the Loudon Street Mall, Fox's Pizza Den in Berryville.
And City National Bank in Front Royal.
Yes. And I would recommend that you know the hours of these locations. For instance, Winchester Church of God, it has to be dropped off their office Monday through Thursday, 9:30 to 3:30. There's nobody there on Fridays. So.
Now, on the website where they'll find this list, will they find the list of locations and what those hours are as well?
Yes, we're going to share our flyer with the man that does our website, and everything will be on there.
Fantastic. Well, you have done a phenomenal job. I mean, I think this is a great organization, and kudos to you. I will make sure that all of the links to everything that we talked about go up on the show notes page today. Tina, thank you so much for meeting up with me on the Zoom today, and for everything that you're doing for the kids in our community.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you. And so nice to meet you.
I will be back on Monday. Get out. Have a great weekend. Get out. Go buy a car seat. Go buy some crib sheets. Go buy some board books. Go buy some diapers. Diapers. And I will meet you back here on Monday. It is Maker Monday, and I am going to be talking with Becky from Bold Buffalo Candle Company. So we're going to be talking all about how the candles are made. Meet me back here then, just a few minutes after noon.